Today I'm going to show you the best tips and tricks if you're starting with 3D printing. We're not only talking about which filament you should use, how to improve bed adhesion, or which slicer setting matter the most. We will also cover on how you can do multicolor 3D prints without an AMS or something like that. So there's really something in here for everyone. And even if you're already a little bit more advanced, I'm sure you will learn something new from this video. Let's start with one of the most common questions in 3D printing. What is the best filament and what filament can my 3D printer actually print? You need to understand that filament is not just filament. There are a lot of different material types and they all behave differently. So here's a quick crash course on the most important ones. When you're starting out, you should mainly focus on PLA. That's also the filament that comes with almost every 3D printer, usually as a small spool included with your printer. There's a reason for that. PLA is super easy to print. It barely smells, you don't need an enclosure, and it comes in basically every color you can imagine. It's perfect for decorative prints, figures, or anything that doesn't need to handle a lot of stress. But PLA isn't the right choice for every project. Which brings us to the next material. PETG is basically the next step up. It's stronger, more heat resistant and more impact resistant than PLA. So whenever you're printing functional parts like holders, brackets or anything that you will use for a long time, you should use PETG. And the good thing is almost every 3D printer can print PETG. The only thing you need is a heated bed, which almost every 3D printer has. To be honest, with just PLA and PETG, you can literally do 90% of all the 3D printing projects. Now we're getting into a little bit more specialized filaments. TPU is a flexible filament. So instead of rigid plastic parts, you get soft bendable prints. For example, if you want to print a phone case, TPU is the best choice for you. Ideally, you want a direct drive extruder. That means the motor that feeds the filament sits above the print head. But if you have a Bowden extruder, that is where the motor sits like on the side or something like that, it also works. I tried it on like a Prusa Mini or other printers and it works perfectly. ASA, the goat for outdoor prints. If you want to print something for outdoor use, PLA and PETG aren't the best choice for you. They're not very UV resistant and temperature changes can also damage your prints in the long run. So that's where ASA comes into place. But you can't print ASA with every 3D printer. You need an enclosed printer, or at least a very warm printing environment. There are a lot of DIY projects that focus on something like that, so you build your own enclosure. But if you have an enclosed printer, you're good to go. So now we're getting into more tips. We start with bed adhesion. One of the biggest problems for most people is bed adhesion. Here's a simple system that works almost every time, so you never have to worry about it anymore. First, clean your bed. You can use water and some dishwash, but my personal preference is I use isopropyl alcohol and a paper towel. This takes around 20 seconds. Second, use the right bed temperature. PLA around 60 degrees and PETG around 80 degrees. But your slicer usually does this automatically. But you should always double check. If your prints still don't stick to the print plate, you can enable something called a raft or a brim in the slicer. This will tell the printer to print a few extra lines directly to the object, so there's more material that sticks to the print plate. And if you really want to maximize your bed adhesive, you can invest in something like 3D lag or a Magic Glue stick. I tried 3D lag, it's my absolute favorite, but I think in the US you can't get it, so there you should get some Magic Glue. But please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong and if you can buy 3D lag in the USA. I really want to know this. So what's the most important slicer setting? The most important setting for you to understand is layer height. Layer height defines how thick your 3D printer print each line. For example, 0.1 millimeter. This is really accurate but slow on the other hand. 0.2, this is like the normal print speed and you get good quality. 0.3, Here you can print really fast, but your quality drops a little bit. I personally print most things at 0.2 millimeters. But for bigger models I go a little bit thicker, and for really fine models I go a little bit beyond the 0.2, maybe like 0.15 or something like that. Quick side note. If you're new to 3D printing, I made a free beginner guide that covers everything you need to know. You will get it when you join my free 3D printing newsletter, where I also share print tips, settings and a lot of cool things weekly. First link in the description if you want it. The next thing is also extremely important. Moist filament. Filament can absorb moisture from the air. A few signs of wet filament are popping sounds, stringing and bubbles. PETG, for example, is very sensitive. If you're printing with only PLA, you can just chill. But after you buy your first spool of PETG, TPU, ASA, you got a problem because you need to store them correctly. My tip for you, go to IKEA, buy a little box, then you store your filament in there and you buy a little bit of silica gel. This is just a gadget that absorbs the moisture from the air, so your filament don't absorbs the moisture from the air. Besides, you can invest in a filament dryer. This costs around 40 bucks and can save you a lot of headaches, because most problems arise from wet filament. Nozzle sizes. Most printers come with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, but you can easily swap them. With bigger nozzles like a 0.6 or 0.8 nozzle, you can print faster. It's perfect for large models, but you lose a few details here and there. And you can also swap your nozzle to a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. If you really want to print like small objects, it could be perfect for you. You need to experiment a little bit with that. Multicolor without AMS. Yes, that is possible, but with a big downside. Here's how you can do it. You load your model into your slicer, then you want to color change like after 30 layers. You can watch a tutorial, just watch color change orca slicer or something like that, then you will find a tutorial. Printer now pauses at layer 30 and you can swap your filament. So that means it's perfect if you want to 3D print a sign and the text on the sign should be in another color. This is no problem. But if you want to print like something like this axolotl or this minion, it's impossible. You need an AMS for that. But I think it's really cool because signs with two different colors look significantly better. All in all, if you're just starting out, understanding the basics of 3D printing is important and you will have a lot of fun with that. And trust me, avoiding these beginner mistakes will save you hours of frustration and wasted filament. If you want to learn 3D design, please click this video, and if you want to check out the newsletter, click the first link in the description. Thanks for watching.